to continue working on this texture, I might want to start adding a bit of material density. I'm going to do this the cheap, quick, easy way by going Edit. I'll create a new layer and go. Let me double check that I'm recording. Edit, fill, and I'll just find a stupid pattern. There's lots of patterns for Photoshop on the internet, and I'll just get this nice burlap one. And then I'm going to set it to multiply. If you are in the B tool, you can actually use lots of hotkeys to change your layer mode transfer style. And I think you can even use so, for instance, Alt-Shift-O is overlay, and now I've got this overlaying on it. Overlay makes things lighter or darker. It's fun to play with all of these, and if you want, you can just click in there and go through all of them until you just see the one you actually like. You know, like this makes it nice, and yeah, that's kind of nice. So I might do two of these. That one for color burn, and this one for overlay. Maybe screen, and then just bring it down in opacity so that we're still getting that really nice bump in transparency from the color burn, or that bump in color saturation. So now I can save this as a TIFF and Targa to Cal Diffuse, and I can also save this Photoshop document as cal.pst. I can now go over to Maya and we can start assigning this. So I've right clicked and assigned just a blend. Again, I'm not being too fancy with this. Normally I might use Material X Normal. I might want to delete all by type of history. Never have to do that. And I can right click and go to Material Attributes to get to that node. So here we can find existing material blend. Where's my blend? There it is. And now I can start hooking up some of my texture maps. I can go to Color, File, Image Name, Cal Diffuse 01. We can instantly start judging this now that it's on the mesh. So, for instance, this Z I think might not be wide enough. I can also go up in my node structure by clicking on that output, and I will go to my bump mapping. Let's see if I can hook up a normal map correctly. So bump map, file. I'm going to assign an image there, and I'll just go to normal. I want this set to that's kind of working. I don't think it's working correctly. I'll go up, and there we are. I want to say use as tangent space normal, and tangent space normals are how normal maps work. If you are unfamiliar with normal maps, let me explain the theory to you really fast, because it's kind of fun to know about. So this is a normal map, the one we baked out, and if we look at the channels, you're going to notice a lot of different colors. So imagine, if you will, you had a polygon plane. And you understand that each of these faces has a normal, which is, we can turn on, I think, somewhere. View shading, show normals. display polygons, normals, space normal. And now you can see that there's this normal and display polygon. Normal size, I'll just up these so you can see it even more. So you can imagine that there's this face and it's moving around in XY coordinates. And so if 0, 0, 0, or if the coordinates of 0 and 0 meant that this face was pointing directly forward, and then as you added an x and a y coordinate, it would change to basically rotate this way or that way. That's what it is. So all a normal map is doing is saying that instead of assigning this per face, it's assigning it per pixel. And so that's where you end up with this red, green, and blue channel. And your blue channel always ends up the silliest looking one. So all this red and green, this red channel equates to the x direction of how that normal is going left or right. And then this green channel equates to how that normal is going up or down. And then the blue channel is just kind of thrown away for the most part, I believe. I could be wrong about that. So that's how normals work. And that's how you can get it set up in your 3D scene. So next up I might start adding this mesh texture as a modification to our normals.